The Bible talks about people getting different spiritual gifts, and one of the gifts is courageous faith, and I have decided that I've been given that gift by a little baby boy that I held for 45 minutes who had been aborted alive and left to die by a fellow nurse. And before I held him, I don't even know how pro-life I was, but after I held him, instantly converted into a pro-life activist. I stepped in and said that I couldn't let this baby die alone, and I held him for the 45 minutes that it took for him to die. I remember taking him to the morgue. I remember wrapping his little hands, tying them with little strings. As far as the value of life, you know, I'd had that understanding, but the new sense that came out of that experience was the need for justice. And that's what changed in my life. Understanding completely now what we're talking about when we're talking about abortion. And this just can't go on, and I believe it will stop.
It is now my honor and pleasure to sign into law the Born Alive Infants Protection Act.
God will tell us the next steps to take, but sometimes He won't even tell us until we're starting to put our foot down where to go on the path. And so that's the way that my involvement in the pro-life movement has always been.
Courage doesn't mean that you're unafraid. Courage means that you're willing to do the right thing despite the consequences, and that's what Jill has been.
Doing the right thing is not necessarily not feeling the fear. You know, there were so many times that I was petrified, but just still kept trying to do the right thing. It's doing the right thing in spite of the fear. Whatever courage I have is not something that has ever come from within me, but it's been a gift that's been given to me.
Jill herself won't know the long-term effect that she's had until she gets to heaven. And there's going to be a crowd of children that come running up to her